Hello. If you're new, my name is Rose, and if you're not new, welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk about the relationship between frequency and nervous system capacity, because this is something that's really come to mind and body. I don't know if it makes any sense, but it's been relevant for me the past few weeks, because as I can feel my frequency rapidly increasing, and by that I mean I'm becoming much more aware and in control of my energy, my thoughts, my intuition, or not in control of my intuition, but I hear it, it's loud, it's quick. I can feel that my higher self is in control. I'm having more intuitive downloads. I'm attracting incredible opportunities. I'm able to be 10 steps ahead of things in ways that, rather than being reactive to events, I'm ahead of things. And again, this is, I'm not special for this. Everyone has access to these things if we choose to access those things, if we choose to heal and learn how to use our bodies as the channels or the transmitters that they are supposed to be. But as I've been ascending very rapidly, I think I'm going through portal after portal after portal with just new experiences exposing different parts of me that were once fitting in tightly inside of a cage that I'm now able to look at and be like, oh, I didn't know I was sitting in that cage. That's a cage that I can now step outside of and walk away from. And again in different ways. Like, so there's just so many, we don't realize how many cages we are sitting in, like infinite. I mean, infinite cages. But by that I mean just different parts of our different identities. We have many identities, different behaviors, patterns, whatever, that really keep us stuck and small. And so what I'm learning is that as I shed one, the more you shed, the more you'll just naturally start to kind of shed them. But it's really fun and great when you start doing the healing, you start integrating and whatever, but it is exhausting. It is exhausting. And it is like truly, the closest metaphor I could come up with recently is like, I think healing is like working out for your nervous system. It's like strength training for your nervous system, because as you heal, and really what healing is, what raising your frequency is, what awakening is, which I'm going to do a video on the difference between awakening and healing and the relationship that they have together as well. But all of those things together, they really mean stretching your nervous system, increasing your nervous system capacity, because your nervous system is really like your scale at which you experience life, the scale at which you can experience life, how much of life you can hold. So people who have raised their vibration, who have done a lot of healing and work, they have more capacity for discomfort. They have more capacity for truth. What I mean by that is seeing things clearly, not being blinded by distortion or illusion. The same is true for manifestation. When you want to bring new things into your life, when we say you need to become the kind of person, or you need to become the person who has those things or can get those things, what you're really saying is, I need to train my nervous system to be able to hold that level of reality. So that's why you can't learn your way there. The only way is through healing, through safety, through recovery and restoration. And I think the key word is safety. And that looks different for everyone. I found safety through yoga initially, through nature, through just listening to the sounds of, the wind in the trees, and just being able to like really notice and be present with nature. My dog, George. Some people really love surfing, swimming. There's so many different ways, but usually it's the kind of thing that when you can just be, when you come back to a place of just being, because this world teaches us that we can't just be. that we need to prove or that we need to hide. All these different illusions, distorted beliefs that really keep us so small and keep our nervous system so tight that it seeks out safety, aka, ironically, it seeks safety in the familiar. It wants to see the same patterns. And even if those same patterns are ironically not safe at all for us, that perpetuate alertness and stress and trauma and grief and so on, and that keep that all hiding inside. Environment is number one. And I don't just mean external environment, I also mean internal. Environment consists of where you live, where you spend time, who you hang out with, your inner landscape, what you choose to do and spend your time on. That creates your environment, both inner and outer. When you have a clean environment, and by clean I mean positive energy, spaciousness, kind, conscious people around you, or at least a good amount of that, even if you just have a few of those people, or even just a space to be alone more of the time. If you can't leave a certain place physically, you need to cultivate, just thinking about environment in a much more holistic way. Where can you go in your free time that brings peace to your nervous system? And maybe that's walks in nature. Maybe that's just sitting in the earth and the grass, feeling the grass, just listening to the wind blow through the trees and the leaves, and feeling the sun on your skin. Maybe that's hanging out with someone who really inspires you and really sees you. Maybe that's just meditating and getting to know yourself more. Wherever you can create much more space and safety in your environment, your nervous system will start to soften. And as your nervous system starts to soften, you'll notice things come up. Everything that has been suppressed, deeper feelings, old relationships that you thought you had already gotten over, all kinds of memories will start surfacing. Also moving your body, by the way, very important, because this is all somatic, right? We don't just store memory and trauma in our brains. We store it in our fascia, in our cells, on a cellular level. This healing is not just emotional. And I think that's something the old paradigm really, really, really screwed up and got wrong. Healing is not just emotional. It's cellular, it's biological, it's neurological, it's physiological. It's an entire body thing. You don't just reflect and feel better and cry and feel better. Healing is regenerating. It is becoming aware of subconscious looping and patterning and behaviors and beliefs and rewriting them, not just mentally, but in the body. And in order to get to that place, not only do you need to find safety, but you need to move through it and move it out. And movement and breath are like, what's the word? The bread and butter to healing. So definitely, even if it's just walking, mindful walks, really, really, really soothing to the nervous system, repetitive, bouncing. Yoga, I can't even tell you how much yoga has changed my life. I know there are a lot of people whose nervous systems, they don't feel safe enough even to sit and do yoga or meditate. So there may be something else that's kind of a bridge to get to yoga, maybe walking in nature, or even just lighting a candle, journaling, playing some soft music, weighted blankets, whatever makes you feel like really held and cozy. And maybe you can work towards getting to yoga or meditation or whatever else, where it's more really just right down to the core, like presence, or building presence and sitting with yourself and really being with yourself. Because I know that can be really scary for people who don't want to look inside, because again, that's where it all is. And if you don't feel safe, you don't want to go there. So it's all about safety. Number one, safety first. And then once you start developing safety and you start to feel, yeah, things kind of can get messy. Things can definitely get messy. I think, again, as you do heal, you do integrate, after you feel, you will reach a place where, you know, certain things don't trigger you as much anymore. You don't feel the need to prove yourself as much. And you will probably seem a bit more calm than you used to. But to get to that point, it's a process. And don't let people fool you who are suppressing their baggage. Don't let them try to make you think that they are healthier than you are while you're actually moving through the stuff that they're pressing down. Let it come up through you so it can be released. Because once you release it, you're already that much closer to activating free will, if not there already. Because that stuff that's pressed down is the stuff that's running the show behind the scenes, right? That stuff is the stuff that's actually making decisions for people. It's not just stuff, it's unprocessed pain that's sitting in the driver's seat saying they think they're making the decisions, but nope. Because I come in and hijack it every time. We don't want hijacking from our unprocessed pain, from our memory. We don't want the past dictating the future. We wanted to grow and change and evolve into something more conscious, healthier, more loving, more present. So let yourself feel your feelings, let it move through you, and see it as that. That's all it is. You're human, your body is a vessel. And as you start to move things up, shake things up, when your nervous system is safe and you move your body and you breathe and your environment is clean, as it comes up, it's not a reflection of you or where you are, who you are. It's your vehicle is starting to clean out all the dirt, all the dead ends, all the dead wood, all the baggage, like a spring cleaning. That's the best feeling, right? Just getting rid of all the stuff that you just don't need anymore, right? You're just carrying it around. You just have it cluttering drawers and things. Get rid of it. You don't let your emotions don't define you. You are the vehicle that they have been stuffed into, and now it's time to let them go. And once you let them go, that's when you'll start to see you have more control over things and more of a capacity, a bigger capacity for expansion, for abundance, for discomfort as well. So all this to say, and there's so much more to this, but as you heal, and really as you get closer and closer to self-actualization, and you become that person you always dreamed of being, and become that person that you've always dreamt of becoming, you'll notice that, and I mean like after, first of all, it's just a physically exhausting process the whole way, but as you shed old identities and you start integrating the new and stretching out your nervous system and experiencing life through this new stretched nervous system capacity, aka higher vibrations, your body, your physical body has to catch up because it's literally regenerating on a cellular level. Your brain is regenerating on a neurological level. I can't speak today. So if you are also in a recovery phase, or if you've been in a recovery phase, let me know in the comments below how that's gone for you. And if there's anything you learned about being in sort of the recovery. I'm learning that it's interesting to be in a sort of lowish space in terms of energy, but also feel extremely high vibrational. I feel really, really energetically good, but I feel mentally a little slow, a little uncoordinated maybe, physically very low energy levels, but I'm like more aware and more awake than I've ever been in my life. It's an interesting dynamic to kind of hold both at the same time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye.